Welcome back to the ticket setup series. In this part of the series, we're going to finish off our setup of the live data feed into Excel from Tikit by actually hooking up our Excel template and loading all of the data into that template. Now we've downloaded the Excel template, so what we'll do here is we'll extract it to get access to it. And once available, what we'll do is we'll open it up in Excel. Now, when we load this template into Excel, we're actually going to get a bunch of errors because we don't have our access token set up and we don't have some permissions that we need to adjust. So we'll see some errors along the way, but we'll get through those and make it available to us pretty quickly. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the data tab here and I'm going to go to queries and connections. And when I do that, on the right-hand side here, we'll load all of the queries and connections that are available to us inside of this live data feed into Excel template. There's quite a few here, so it'll take a second to load. And what I'm looking for once it loads is the ticket token property. This is going to give me the ability to actually paste in my token that we grabbed from Power BI, from web.tikit.ai when we created that access token. Now I have that saved off in Notepad here. So I'll copy that over. I'll come back in here and paste that. And again, this token is specific to my environment and allows for us to point this spreadsheet through our API directly to your tenant. So it's only going to load data from your specific environment. Once that's pasted in, I'm going to go ahead and close and load that. And this is going to do a massive refresh across all these different tabs of data. This is a very large refresh, and this will take a minute and a half or so, maybe longer, to load everything. Once loaded, it's becomes pretty quick and iterative, but this is the first time we're loading the template, and we're going to see some connection requests, and we're going to see some permission requests. So we'll wait as we travel through this. And as these things are loading, I want to kind of point out a couple of things. The first is that this spreadsheet is fairly large and there's lots of tabs of data. But the idea behind this is to scale the reporting need of a business. So once you have this template loaded, you can modify any of the tabs. You can create your own tabs, and you can make data specific and available to any individual, manager, or department. I'll talk about that in a second. So I'm going to ignore the privacy levels here. The reason I'm doing that is because we're using an access token and we're going straight to the API, so we don't particularly care about that message. Now, coming back to the customization of this template, let's say that we had an HR team and an IT team and a facilities team that just wanted to use Excel to report. You can create specific spreadsheets for those teams, customize these tabs, send those off to the managers. And then what they'll do is they'll just launch the spreadsheet off of their desktop, refresh the data, which would be this option right here. And when they do, they'll get a live refresh of all the data for that spreadsheet, and it'll be specific to their environment. You can see here on the right-hand side, my data models are now loading, my queries are now loading. We're starting to refresh all the data across the spreadsheet here. Once done, we will visually see that the tabs are available to us. And I'll go over to my dashboard as an example, and you'll see some of the dashboard information start to populate here. I want to thank you for taking the time today. Appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing you on the next one.